Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to start my first Halloween DIY. But before I start, I want to show you my t-shirt. Look at this t-shirt, you guys. It's Freddy Krueger and Jason. And I got it at Walmart for $7.50. So let the Halloween DIYs begin. Okay, so first let's start with the supplies. So what you're going to need for this DIY, and the supplies are going to vary on what you want to use, and some of this stuff I may or may not use. So we're going to use this glittered ribbon from Dollar Tree, and I got mine in black. Some crepe paper. I picked up the black and the orange. I've had these actually from last year, so I'm just going to go ahead and use these. I don't know if I'm going to use the black or the orange. So you're going to need some jack-o'-lantern picks. These I picked up at Dollar Tree. You're also going to need some of these witch hats that are also picks from Dollar Tree. Some Mod Podge. You're going to need some tape, scissors, and a little brush. You're going to need a glue gun, glue sticks. You're going to need a spool of sewing thread and a needle. I've just put it right there. And you're going to use the coordinating color to your crepe paper. You're also going to need one of these little boxes. They're paper mache. I picked mine up at Dollar Tree. And this one, does it say the size? It does not. It just says box on there. But I picked this one up at Dollar Tree. You're also going to need some scrapbook paper. And if you want to use one of these guys here to cut your paper, you can. You can use that. And then I'm going to use some regular sheet paper. So, and you know what? I don't know. I may use these guys, but I'm not sure. This is from Dollar Tree as well. So, I believe that is all my supplies. Oh yes, and I do have some more. I do have some glitter in here, just in case I use glitter. And I do have some other type of ribbon here, in case I decide to use the ribbon. So I'm just going to keep all this here. And again, I'm not sure what I'm going to use, but I'm just going to start this DIY and show you as I go along with it. And then we'll see what we come up with. So I kind of have an idea of what I want to do with this DIY. So the supplies are going to vary depending on what you like, and this is what I'm going to be using on mine. So not everybody's going to like what I use, and I'm just going to give you an idea, and you can take it and run with it once you see what I do. So let's get started with this DIY. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our little box, and then I just grabbed just some copy paper, and what I did was I went around my box with my copy paper, and I wanted to make sure that my end of my paper hits the end of the box here. So I don't want it to overlap at all at the bottom. And then what I did was I was holding it right there. So I'm holding it right there, and then I just go around, all the way around. So you guys can see like this, all the way around here. Now it's not gonna go all the way completely around. You're gonna need 2 inches right there, you see? But what I did was I want to measure how much paper I'm going to use on here. So what I did was I just went around there like this. And then as I got to the top, I just folded it like that. And then I went ahead and I cut it. And then I cut it from there. Once I cut it there, then I went ahead and I measured it from here. So that's one way of doing it. Or you can just go ahead and just basically measure with your ruler from here to here, and it'll tell you how much you have there. Do I have a ruler here? I don't, but let me see. So it is approximately about 2 inches, 2.5 inches. So that's what I went ahead and I cut this way. Now again, this piece of paper is not going to be completely covering the whole entire box at the bottom because it is off by 2 inches. So I'll just add the 2 inches to this. So, and then the boxes are not all going to be the same, so your measurements might be a little different. So basically, I just use this white paper as a template. So as you can see now, I have it cut, and it goes all the way around. Now, the reason why I'm measuring it from the bottom of the lid is because I don't want to have any problems when I go open up the lid. As you guys can see, it's already giving me problems as it is, and I haven't glued anything on. See? So I don't want to go over. So when I close it, I have this right here flush with the lid. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my template on my scrapbook paper, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut that out so I can glue it onto here. So I'm using this paper here, and I'm trying to decide if I wanted to say October 31st, or if I wanted to say Happy Halloween, or the Creepy Crawler. I don't know. I might just do the October 31st. So I'm just going to go ahead and line that up. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut that out. Now you can again cut it out with your scissors or your paper cutter. Now you have your measurements here where you can go ahead and cut. Now you don't need a template if you already know the size of this. And you have your measurements right here. So you have like 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, and so on and so forth. So if you already know, you don't have to use a template. But if you're using just scissors, that's why I just showed you how to do a template. All right. Now I have that locked into place. Now I'm just going to go ahead and just straight down cut. And I have my cut there. Now, I know that this is not going to be enough to go all the way around. Ooh, so this paper is just barely off. Let's see. Ooh, by a little hair. Look at that. Right there. Look at that, you guys. What I can do with this is just cut a piece like this and then just go over it again on the other side, and you won't be able to see. You see? Something like that. But I don't think I'm going to do that. So we'll figure that out once we get to that. Now first you want to make sure that your lid doesn't hit the... Yep, that's perfect. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and Mod Podge this piece of paper onto my little box here. And I'm just going to grab a little bit of my Mod Podge. And I'm just going to go ahead and start to put Mod Podge on my box here. Alright, and now I'm going to grab my paper, my scrapbook paper, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make sure I line this up right there. I don't want to overlap to the bottom, so I'm just going all the way around like this, making sure that this stays right where that edge meets. This might prove to be just a little difficult because it is round, the box, so it makes it a little hard to get that paper perfectly flush. If you have a little bit showing in the bottom, that's okay, no worries. You can always color this black if you want, or add ribbon. So there it is. Now, as you guys can see, I have a little gap right there. So that's no problem. I'll figure out something there. I'm gonna set this aside so it can dry. And now we're gonna move on to the lid. All right, I had to run and go grab a pencil. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my lid and put it on my paper, on my scrapbook paper, on the back side of it. I picked the spot where I want to make my circle. I want this little area here. So I'm just gonna put this down and then draw my circle. All right, there it is. And then I'll cut this out and then I'll glue this right on top. You have options. You can actually cut a piece of this scrapbook paper for this part of the lid here, or you can use ribbon. I'm not sure if I'm going to do which one I'm going to do. I was thinking of maybe doing, where did I put that ribbon at? This ribbon here, but this ribbon is too thin. I don't think it's going to fit. Let's see. I don't think it's going to cover much on there. Ooh, a lot of fallout with this ribbon, you guys. You see? Barely. But what you can do also is maybe paint this part black and then go ahead and put your ribbon right over it so it gives it that shine. And you can put it right in the center because you're barely going to see a little bit of the black on the ends, which I may do that. I think I'm going to do that, you guys. So before I move on to this, I'm going to go ahead and paint this. So let me go grab my black paint and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, this is the time that we're going to change things up. So with the DIY, you never know what you're going to do. You know that you have an idea what you want to do, but it always changes. At least when you're not sure of what you want to do, you end up changing it as you go along. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put a little bit of the black paint right onto my box, and I'm just going to go ahead and paint that. I'm going to paint my lid all the way around, and I might need a couple coats. I don't think I need too many coats on this, and that's another option, you guys. If you guys don't want to use any scrapbook paper, you guys can go ahead and use paint. You can paint your box. Chamaquito, can I help you? You can't even see yourself. That's Matthew. No, thank you, son. So we're just going to go ahead all the way around, and see, I already have the first coat. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to come back and do a second coat on it. Chamaco. All right. So I'm going to let that dry. It shouldn't take too long. I have the ceiling fan on right now, and so it should dry pretty quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and let that dry, and then I'll come back and do it again. And then once this is dry, I'll come back and show you how to do the rest of the lid. All right, so while I'm waiting for this lid to dry, let's move on to the next step. So we're going to go ahead and grab our crepe paper and our thread and our needle. Now, there's a couple ways of doing this little technique that I'm going to do. You can use a needle and thread, or you can use glue, hot glue, and it's going to take longer though to do with the hot glue. How you do this technique will be up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and put the thread through my needle. Oh gosh, these are so small. Let's see if I could see. Ha, got it. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and add, I'm going to have enough thread on there. I don't know how much thread I'm going to need, but I'm going to go ahead and thread this quite a bit. It's rather to have more of the string than not. So just grab plenty of string, and then I'm just going to go ahead and cut a piece. Now all you need is just to leave this part. You don't need to double thread it. Just one is fine, and you can leave a little bit hanging on this end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab my crepe paper. Now I don't know how much I'm going to need, you guys. So let's see. I have right here 22 inches. I'm not going to cut it out yet, but I have 22 inches here. And then we'll see if I need more. I'll let you know how much more I'm going to thread. So I'm going to start with 22 inches of this crepe paper, don't cut it, keep it on the roll. And then you're gonna go down a little, maybe about an inch, or you can go straight down the middle, but I'm gonna go down maybe about an inch. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and grab my needle, and I'm gonna see what side looks better. This side, it doesn't really matter, but I'm just gonna go ahead and stick my needle onto the crepe paper again, an inch down, as you guys can see, but I'm not gonna go through. What I'm gonna do is kind of like an accordion. I'm gonna go ahead and let me show you guys. Where did I leave my needle? All right, so I have my needle in there. Let me get closer so you guys can see. And then I'm just like an accordion, just like this. I don't know if you guys can see. And I'm just bringing it in. I'm not going through yet with my string. I'm just making like a little accordion. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm just going in and out, and I'm folding it, as you guys can see, like this. I'm still holding on right here, going in and out, in and out. They're about, you're giving yourself a little bit of space. Okay, so now that I can't get any more into my needle, you see right there, I'm just going to pull this needle right out and bring it almost to the end. I'm going to leave myself a little bit of string at the end of here. Don't bring it all the way through, because then it's going to go right through your crepe paper. So, as you guys can see, I have that much on there. So it doesn't go right through, I'm going to go ahead and grab some tape. All right, so I'm cutting a little piece of tape, and where I have that little piece of string, see this little piece of string, I'm going to go ahead and add this tape to the end of it. That way I don't have to worry, and I'm just folding that like this. See, just like that. Let me show you guys. Just like that. So it doesn't go through while I'm threading the rest of this string. All right, so where was I? Okay, here is my needle again. And then now you can pull as much. I'm going to go ahead and pull that string. There we go. A little bit. Just so I have left that right there. So now I'm going to continue. So now I have it right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and continue again. Doing the same thing. This is why I say you can do hot glue on top of your lid. This is going to go on top of the lid. So this is a little tedious, but I prefer to do this than burn my fingers with the hot glue. Because again, this is going on the lid, and I definitely don't want to burn my fingers with the hot glue. Although with the hot glue, it would be easier. All right. Then I'm going to go ahead and bring that again. The same. Oops, that got caught there. Hold on. There we go. All right. And then I'm just going to continue to go on. Now, I had 22 right here. I don't know how much I'm going to need, but the way I do it to figure out is I grab my lid, and then as I'm going, I kind of go around my lid like this to see how much, where I'm at. So then I already did one here. Let me put this over here. I already did one here, and as you guys can see, I did the tape on both ends. Once I was done, I cut my thread, and then I also put tape on that end like this. So as you see, this is what it looks like. And then I think I did a little too much, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. So that's how it ends up looking, okay? I wasn't going to go through the whole entire thing to show you guys. I just wanted to show you how I start it. And then to end it, what you do is you just go a couple times through the front and the back. Let me show you what I mean. All right, you guys. So now this one is a small one, but I'm going to show you how I end it. So I'm done already here. What I'm going to do, I'm still holding on to my string, as you can see. I'm going to go ahead and cut my crepe paper. And then what I'm going to do is I'll pull it to how tight I want these little ruffles to be. And then what I'll do, if I have a little extra like here, then I don't care. I'll just go ahead and I'll just use the remainder of that. I'll just go ahead and do this to it. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and go right. Let me show you guys. I'm trying to show you guys here. Okay. So I'm just going to use two of those little flaps right here where they meet. And then I'm just going to go ahead and bring this over the crepe paper, and I'm going to do that a couple times just to make sure it stays on there. Okay, one more. All right. And then I'll go ahead and I'll thread it through a little loop and close it up just like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut my string about right there. And then I'll put a little bit of tape on that end. We're done. This is the most difficult part, but it's not even that difficult, as you guys can see. So I'm going to go ahead and put my needle away. Don't want it to fall on the floor and then me step on it. That would be not good. This is a fast DIY, you guys. This depends on how you want to do your box. So now this is dry already, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my Mod Podge. And you guys know that Mod Podge dries clear. And I'm just going to go ahead and put the Mod Podge on the top of my lid here. Then I have my circle that I already cut out. And I'm just going to go ahead and center that right on top. Now if you're like me, you can't cut a perfect circle and you have a little over, like see like that, just get the scissors and cut around there. Nobody's really going to see this once you use the crepe paper right on top. See, there we go. There we go. I'm just going around and cutting my overlap. Be careful not to mess up your box or your lid. See, there it is. I'm going to go ahead and let this dry before I glue anything else on top of it. So I'm going to set the lid to the side. I'm going to go ahead and grab me one of these pumpkins. Alright, so I'm going to grab one of these guys here, one of these jack-o'-lanterns. As you guys can see, look at the way this one looks. Little face. Really cute. The cutesy Halloween stuff. And I'm going to keep him on the stick for right now. I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these witch hats. And let's see. That one has orange, black. Let's do green. Alright. So these witch hats look at this. They're all smashed. That's alright. It's no big deal. So what I'm going to do, they're hollow too, see, inside there. So I'm just going to take this stick. Look at how easy that stick came out. Save this stick. You never know if you need it for another DIY. So let me put that to the side. My glue gun right now is getting hot. I forgot to turn it on. So what we're going to do though is we're going to glue this little hat right on top of this little pumpkin. Like that. Now, if there's any other embellishments that you want to do to this, you can do so. I do have these guys here. Maybe, let me open them up. So let me show you. There is a ghost in here. Look at how cute that ghost is. Ah, look at how cute that ghost is. You can use the ghost and put the ghost on here if you wanted to. There is a bat. Look at how cute that bat is. And then there's a jack-o'-lantern. And it looks like there might be a different one back there too. See, look at this one. Yeah, there is actually. And then you have this one. So, what I'm thinking of doing maybe to cover up this right here, you can also paint this black. If you wanted to paint the box black first and then put your scrapbook paper, you can do that as well. I'm thinking, since I already did that, maybe I can get like a little Sharpie or something there. Or maybe go down the middle like this. Whatever you want to do to your box is completely up to you, however you see fit for your box. Just keep in mind that you still have to close. You have the lid here that you need to close. All right, you guys, so I found these here that I had in my stash. So I may just go ahead and add this onto here. Let's see if our glue is done. These hats really come kind of messed up here, so I'm gonna try to improvise to try to see if I can glue this and maybe make the hat stand up. I'm gonna pick the best side of the hat, which is right there like that. See, I don't mind that it looks like that. I could also just glue it down onto the pumpkin. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and glue my witch hat right onto my pumpkin. I'm just adding glue right on the top of the head of the pumpkin. And there we go. So there is my hat. All right. So what I might do, since this hat is all wonky, I'll probably glue the hat down to the jack-o'-lantern on there like this. Let me show you guys. Just so it can kind of stay down a little on the jack-o'-lantern. See, like that. There it is. That looks good. Let's see what I have to kind of cover up here, that it looks kind of sparse here. As you can see, it's missing. I might just add a little bow. Oh, I have some of this. Use what you guys have. Yeah, see, maybe I could do something like that. What do you guys think? Something like that, maybe? Some of these DIYs change when you don't have a plan, only because you're not sure what you're going to do, and then you start to improvise depending on how certain things are coming out. And so this is my way of improvising. In that little area here, that is, you could tell it needs some more of that pipe cleaner. So I'm going to go ahead and use this around my hat. See, just like that. All right, so now with my lid, now that it's dry, I have my crepe paper. Now this is why I was saying that you can use hot glue to do this part instead of doing the thread, but I prefer the thread because you will burn your fingers if you keep on trying to do it with the glue gun. So I'm just gonna go ahead, and depending on how far you want this to go, you can do a big circle or a small circle. You can cover the whole lid like this if you like, or you can just do a smaller one. Where's the smaller one that I did? Like this one. And then glue that right on top of the lid like this. Then let's take out this pick. See how easy that is? Onto our, and then you just glue that right on the top like that. So let me see. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use this one that has a lot, but I might end up cutting it down because I don't think I want to cover the whole entire lid with it. I want you to be able to see some of this paper underneath here as well. And you can make it tighter if you want to. You see that? Look, just pull your string. Pull your string and make it nice and tight. Well, this one is not going anywhere because we sewed that one up. So see, I'm making it tighter, and then you can bring it in. Start bringing this in, just like that. And then just pull it towards you as you're tightening it. Keep on tightening. And you can make this as tight or as loose as you want it to be. I think that I like it kind of tight. So I'm going to keep on tightening this guy. And if there's some excess that you don't want on there, then you can trim that off. Now you see how this is. So this is covering the whole lid. So I might end up cutting some off just because I don't want to cover the whole lid. So you guys, I think I'm going to cut off some of this because I don't want the whole entire thing. All right, now this is going to unravel on me because I cut it. But I'm just going to go ahead and put it all together like this. Add my dab of glue right here, right in the center, because that's where I'm going to put my crepe paper. Ah, it just unraveled on me. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off this area there. If you have a little extra, you guys, that's coming up, just start to trim. Give it a little trim. I want this to kind of stand. So I'm kind of fluffing the crepe paper because I want it to kind of stand up a little. And if you have little spots here and there that need glue, just add the glue. And just keep on messing with it. Just tweak it to how you want it to look. And that's what I'm going to do here. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue, put some hot glue right on top of my crepe paper, because that's where I'm going to put my jack-o'-lantern. I want to put enough on there so it doesn't go flying, doesn't fall off. Then I'm just going to go ahead and glue my jack-o'-lantern right on the top. And I'm just going to hold it down. You guys see how that's looking? See that? But I'm not done with the lid. So I do have this ribbon here that I wanted to add onto the lid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put my ribbon right where it meets, right up here. That way I can cover this little line here so you can't see that line. And I know you're going to be able to see some of this black at the bottom, but I'm not too concerned with that. I do need to let this dry because it's still wet. So it's kind of moving on me. So I'm just going to set that to the side while that dries. Then I'm going to move on to this here. So I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do here. All right, you guys, so what I did to cover this is I added these little rhinestones on the sides here. And all this is here is just a little strip that comes off all together. Let me show you guys. See, there's just a little strip of rhinestones from Recollections. Now I've had this for a long time now, so I don't know if they still have this particular one, but this is how I put it to cover that seam. And what I did before I actually put this on there is I used a black marker, Sharpie, and I just went ahead and I colored the center, that was that tiny little gap, with black. And then I went ahead and I added my rhinestones on there. So that's something to try to cover up that little area. So now that this guy is dry, I'm going to go ahead and glue my sparkly ribbon onto this. I'll start it here so you can't see. I'm just going to go ahead and add some hot glue to this area here on the lid, and then I'm just going to go ahead and start gluing my ribbon right on the top of where that paper and the lid meet, or the top of the lid. And then I'm just going to go all the way around. This is a really simple and fast DIY, you guys. I mean, you really don't need a tutorial for this, but it's just a little idea. And this is just for decoration. It's not really a trinket box to put anything in there. I'm just using it just to decorate with, you know. You can use it for a trinket box as well if you'd like. You can give somebody a little gift and put it inside the box. You can decorate the outside of the box like this. You don't need to wrap anything because this will be just decorated for them already. So, all right, you guys, see that? How that looks? Just like that. I want to put something up here because this looks kind of unfinished. I can also use this ribbon here. Got glue on me. And I'm thinking, what do you guys think? Maybe putting it underneath here, kind of giving it a little vintage feel. What do you guys think? Maybe that ribbon there? I think so. So this ribbon was from Michaels. It says it on here, Michaels. So I don't know if this ribbon, if Michaels still has this ribbon, but that's where this ribbon is from. So I'm going to go ahead and add this right onto the bottom of the lid. And again, I'm going to start from the back so you can't see. Now again, the supplies will vary with what you want to do with yours. I'm just giving you an idea of what you can do. And the sky's the limit, you guys. You can do whatever you guys want, you know. I mean, to your taste. This is just an idea, giving you an idea on how you can do certain things. Just little decorations for your home for Halloween. So, and you know, maybe I didn't do this little neck, the little ruffled collar exactly to the way some people make it, and that's okay. This is my way of doing things. This is my take on certain things. I have seen this little technique before on things like on decor. I've never made one, so this is how I made mine. So I'm just letting you guys know. That way I don't hear that I did it the wrong way. This is how I made mine. So if you know how to do one better, or you have a different way of doing it, then please, by all means, do it. I think that it doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you get the same end result, that's all that matters. What do you guys think? Do you guys like that so far? I wish I could do something different to this hat. Something like that maybe, you guys? What do you think? I don't know. I'm going to keep playing with this, and then I'm going to be right back to show you what I came up with the lid. And then the base here, guys, you can do pretty much whatever you want. You can add more. I mean, so far I just have this done. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to add anything else to it. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I might just do it something a little plain. But let me finish figuring out what I'm going to do with the rest, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what I came up with. I just wanted mainly to show you how to do the lid part of this little box here, which is so simple to make, you guys. This is such an easy tutorial. So again, let your imagination run wild, and the sky's the limit. Do what you want with yours. I'm kind of giving you an idea of how I make mine. But I'm going to continue to play with this guy and see, tweak it here and there, and then I'll be back to show you what I came up with. All right, you guys. So I was looking at this and I realized that I should have used this one instead of this one. So I started looking and see if I can take this off, and it looks like it is really glued on there. But I have this pipe cleaner here that is orange. It's like the shiny one, the tensiled one, and I want to change this out so bad, you guys, but I don't know if I'm gonna mess this up because there we go. So all right, so there we go. You guys know I love to show you guys when I make mistakes, that way you guys don't do the same mistakes that I do, and boy do I make mistakes. So before I finish unraveling it, I don't want it to completely come unraveled. So I'm just going to start to intertwine this guy, just like they have this right here. Oh, that's looking pretty good. I like it with this one. Ooh, you guys, I like this. I'm going to have to glue it. So I'm going to start gluing this guy down right now. Look, see how that's looking? I like the way that looks. And I like the way this tensiled pipe cleaner looks better, because it looks like it matches the pumpkin, the shininess. So I'm going to finish taking this guy off and this, and then I'm going to grab another one of my orange pipe cleaners, my orange tensiled pipe cleaner, and I'm going to finish it off with that. I like the way that looks. So see, from a mistake, look at you guys. All right, let me finish this. All right, you guys, what do you guys think with that orange tencil? I love it. So I couldn't get the complete, all of it off. As you guys can see, some of the green is there, but you can actually take it off before you glue anything on. You take off the other pipe cleaner, and it was difficult because I added this trim here to it. So without this trim, it should be easy for you guys to take off the other one if you wanted to do something like this. I found this in my stash, which I had also picked up at Dollar Tree a couple years back. They bring it out every year. It's just the glittered branches in black. And I was thinking of maybe, because I kept my finger on here too long with the glue, that you could see some glue there. So I'm thinking of maybe trying to hide that with some of this going on there like that. But I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to probably add this bat onto the front right here, like this. And then I might just leave this kind of plain. I'm going to see if I could find some of my ink for my stamping ink that they also sell at Dollar Tree. And then I might just kind of use that to make this look a little worn. Just go around there with that if I could find it. So I'm going to continue to glue this stuff on, and then I'll be right back to show you the finished product. Okay, so I found my ink pad from Dollar Tree, you guys. So all I'm going to do is just go around my box. As you guys can see, I'm just going to try to, I don't know if you guys can see that little tint right there. Go around it. All around, wherever you want it to get darker, not so bright. And that's all I'm going to do. Just go all the way around. What do you guys think? Very simple little DIY. I think this is how I'm going to leave it. Unless I had a little tiny spider, I was thinking I would add it right here. But I do not. I don't have a spider. I don't think I do. But if I find a little spider, I'm going to end up putting a little spider right here. So what do you guys think? Do you guys like it? So I made a few mistakes and I show you, but sometimes mistakes can be a good thing, and I always show you guys my mistakes. You guys know that. So this is my little box, and I like the vintage look. So I like the way this looks. It kind of does look vintagey. Right here, if I had that little spider, I would definitely put a little spider right here. I don't think I have any. I'm going to look right now. If I do, I'll glue it on real quick and then show you guys. But this is what I came up with. And this little ruffled collar, again, if you guys know how to make it simpler, then go ahead and do it how you want. But, oh, I think it's still a little wet, the ink pad. But yeah, this is, I don't know, simple to me is just nice. I don't need to add anything else to it. I had even thought about maybe adding some rhinestones on the October somehow, but I think this is fine just the way it is. The only reason why I did these guys is because I was short right there. And so yeah, that's the only reason why I did this bead right here of rhinestones. And then I ended up doing it on this side so it doesn't look just kind of weird with just one here. So this is my little trinket box that I made. Now you guys can use it just as decor. You can actually put this on a candlestick. So I don't have a candlestick, but you can use this right here like this and just stand it up on a candlestick. Let's just pretend this is a candle. I mean, this is a candlestick, but you know, a different type of candlestick. And you can just use it like that. You can also use it for to put a gift inside. If you wanted to give this to somebody, you can put candy in here, whatever you like. All right, you guys, so I found a spider. It's a little too big, but it's okay. What do you guys think? Now I'm done with this guy. So I hope you guys get some ideas and get inspired to do something similar to this or this one. And I will, if you guys want to see another style of these boxes, then just leave me a comment below and I will make one. I do have some ideas already, but I don't want to bore you guys with just doing some boxes like this. I actually have a few ideas, but let me know in the comments below if you want to see another box like this. And again, these boxes you can get at Dollar Tree. They have these little boxes at Dollar Tree. So I hope you get inspired and you like this tutorial. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. So I hope you like my first Halloween DIY for the season 2018. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.